Hello, basketball families. My name is Coach Dyseth, and this is my good friend.
Mr. Marco, Coach Marco.
And we are going to try something a little bit different this year. Our parent informational meeting, we are going to obviously videotape now, go over some things with our families, and then we're going to post this on Schoology, which is the cutting edge of education, as we all know. So to start with, taking a look at the screen, if you ever need to contact us, a good way to do that would be through our district email. And you can see our email addresses up here on the screen. Next slide, please.
All right, so there are some expenses involved with the team this year. The first is a travel fee. Everyone that plays needs to pay a travel fee. You also must have a valid ASB card. If you don't have a valid ASB card, you can pay a small user fee. We will have a shooter shirt that has our team, a team logo and their names on the back. Those are $15 and those can be paid in the office. If you are on free and reduced lunch, those fees other than the t-shirt, the ASB and the travel fee are reduced. And once your player pays these fees, if you could have them show the receipt to their coach, that would be great.
Our schedule, we actually sent that home, a hard copy of it last week, so hopefully you have one of those on your refrigerator or wherever you keep your schedule for your family. We ask that our athletes be at practice every day. If something comes up, we would like them to let us know in advance if they're going to miss a practice or a game. We understand that things do arise, but other than that, we ask that they're there on a consistent basis. Our varsity games, the 8th grade games start at 3:30. And JV games start about 8 to 10 minutes after the varsity game, which is usually around 5 o'clock. There will be one game that's vice versa. It'll be on the schedule, and the 7th graders will play first, and the 8th graders will play second, so some families can make it, hopefully, to that later game that maybe otherwise could not.
All right, grades behavior. We did a grade check at tryouts, and we saw some wonderful things. But it is the expectation that our players are students first and are keeping their grades up, as well as being good role models in the classroom and in the hallway.
And we've already seen great examples of that with this group. Uniforms, we're going to pass out game uniforms to our athletes probably next week, maybe Tuesday, or maybe we could do that in the morning on our morning practice. We'll think about it. They are responsible for taking care of those, making sure that they get washed, and that they have them on game days. They also have a practice jersey, which we ask that they bring to practice every day because we use those with our drills and our scrimmages.
Transportation. Our players must ride district transportation to away contests. And district will provide a return bus trip from the away contest to Stahl, and that will happen after the junior varsity game. We do realize that sometimes things come up and parents would like to take their student from the games, or from the away games. That is okay. What we ask is that we get a written note prior to us getting on the bus here at Stahl saying that you will be taking your child home. That written note must have your child's name, your name, the date of the contest, and the location of the away contest.
Computers, our 7th graders for the first time have their one-to-one devices this year. Couple of requests that we have. If you are, for our away contests, if you're going to plan on bringing your daughter home from the game, they are welcome to bring it to the game with them, but they are responsible for the safekeeping of their computer. If they are going to ride the bus back to Stahl from an away contest, then they can leave their computer safely in the coach's office.
Playing time. At the junior high, both varsity and JV level, there is no equal playing time. What we do guarantee is each player will get at least 4 minutes during the first half of every game. After that, playing time will be determined upon a player's ability, their performance, and certain game situations. We want to make sure that we're putting all of our players in a game situation where they can have the best possible chance for success.
Issues, if you have a question or a concern about playing time, we ask that, first of all, that the player would come talk to their coach. We're very approachable, and we would have a conversation with them and just kind of let them know what we're seeing and maybe some suggestions on things that they can do to improve to earn some more playing time. If you do feel like you would like to contact us, the best way to do that would either be through an email or a phone call to Stahl. We would just ask that it isn't during a time that's right before or right after a game, as we are usually involved in coaching, and just wouldn't be as good of a time for us as later on, maybe the following day.
Officials. Currently, and we see this in multiple sports, but there is a huge shortage of officials to referee basketball games. We are very aware that we have some very good and some very experienced officials. We're also very aware that there are some very young, inexperienced, and less than proficient officials. We get what we get. We understand that sometimes that can be very frustrating. Here's what we know through our many years of experience of coaching. Yelling at the officials, either from fans or coaches, doesn't make the situation any better. In fact, it makes it worse, and it makes the official not want to help or make calls in favor of our team. So we're going to ask that even if you are frustrated with the officials, that you withhold from yelling at the officials. If there's an issue that needs to be taken up, Coach or I will take up that concern with the officials, but we're going to ask that you refrain from yelling or trying to officiate from the stands.
Thank you. A wise person once told me that there are 4 rules at any sporting event, and that you can actually only do one of them successfully, one at a time. And those rules are the player, which is what our girls are going to be during the game, the coach, so Mr. Marco and I, the official, which Mr. Marco just talked about, and the fan, which are our parents and our students that are coming and watching our games. And so we would just ask you to, as a fan, just help support our team the best you can. Please try to avoid coaching your daughter from the stands. We've had times when our players, during timeouts, for example, are looking up because their parent is trying to coach them while we're trying to talk to the team. So we would just ask that during our games you focus on the role of a fan, be as positive as you can, and help cheer on our team. We appreciate it.
Okay. That is the end of our video. If you have any questions or concerns about the issues that we've brought up, please feel free to contact us, and we look forward to a great season.
And here's what we'd ask from you. The last thing is, if you could, once you watch this video, if you can sign a note and send it with your daughter that you had a chance to watch the presentation on Schoology, and then we will check them off of our list in knowing that you were able to watch that. And if you have any questions, feel free to write those down on that note as well, and we'll get those addressed. Appreciate your time.